At Hardcore Heaven 2, John Osbourne versus Isaac Diaz, I finally get my vindication. When John Osbourne has a microphone, you all keep your mouths shut while I'm conducting business. So please, I know you all here are a little slow given the city that we're in tonight, but please follow my lips. Read my words carefully. I'm going to need you to quietly silence your phones. Zip your lips shut and keep your eyes on me. All greatness is in front of you. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a match that I've been looking forward to for the past 2 years, ever since I had Isaac Diaz under my wing. But I'd be lying to you if I said the match needed to happen now. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's a little too premature. I don't think Isaac Diaz is ready despite him being a self-proclaimed indie god. What, oh, none of you like that? None of you like what I have to say? None of you like the fact that somebody has the balls to tell the truth? See, this is why I had to take a break for about a month. This is why I finally returned, because I got sick and tired of everybody sugarcoating the truth that needs to be spoken around here. It makes me sick personally to have to always make the tough decisions around here. But I mean, what else do you really want me to do? You vilify me when I speak the truth, and you vilify me when I keep my mouth shut. So I'm in a corner right now. I constantly have to be put in these positions to...
John, look, man, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't understand what this thing between us is going on. I don't know if it's tough love. I don't know if it's disrespect. But I don't understand what I have to do to get through to you. Last week you called me selfish. Last week you called me manipulative. John, I'm not a manipulator. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm not trying to make this about myself. EPW hasn't been about Isaac Diaz in a long time. We have a new roster, a new face of people, a new brand ready for the outdoor world. I'm just happy that I was here to help donate. But then you started talking about my success and taking credit for it. John, I might credit you as a mentor, but you have never been the reason I've ever succeeded. You said the only reason they brought me back under Apex was because of you, and I'm gonna call bullshit because I was killing it on the indie scene. I was working like my life depended on it, because it did. John, just like you, I have a family to provide for. I myself have to provide for myself every single week that I'm on the road, either here in Georgia or in Japan or in Florida or in Tokyo. Wherever I am, I have to make sure I'm doing the best, holding every championship, making sure every championship reign matters, getting paid, make sure my family are eating well, make sure I'm eating well while I'm on the road. John, none of this has been with your help. And that's why they brought me back. Every single other person like me who got fired, an APW exclusive, they usually fell into obscurity. I made a name for myself. And you are jealous because
No, let me stop you right there. Who the hell do you think you are, huh? I constantly have to bend over backwards to make sure that I'm looking out for the little guy, and the little guy in the situation being you. And you doubt that I'm the one who had a hand in making sure you got hired back, even though you're just in developmental now? Ooh, developmental, such a scary word for people like you, because you can't develop the conscience, you can't develop the maturity just to be at the level that I am. But let's talk about it right now. You don't think I had a hand in making sure that you got back to the promised land? You think it was all Jay Castle? Now, this isn't a pole swinging contest, but I can guarantee you that John Ozbourne has the biggest stroke around here. Yes, he did personally reach out to you. But whose influence was it for him to reach out to you? I didn't have time to reach out to you. I don't have time to cradle and baby people who can't accept that they are just not good enough to be at the top of this industry. Despite the fact that I have been trying to prepare you for that for the longest. It ain't my fault that you're afraid to take risks and forget about these people for a quick second just to be great. And never once did I say you have to shun the fans. Never once did I say you have to disrespect them. You just need to block them out for a quick moment, reassess the situation, think about what matters the most in the situation, which should be you, not them, you. And yeah, of course, you can give back to them. You can soak in the adulation that they provide for you. But you need to focus on what matters the most, sharpening your skills, honing who you are, becoming the greatest wrestler this planet has ever seen, because that is what I have been training you to be. But unfortunately, I have to do things by myself. I have to do things on my lonesome. I have to be the greatest that this business has ever seen. And it's so apropos that you want to talk to me about where's my championship title. You have not been listening to what I was saying to you when I made you sit still and I put you on hush mouth the week before. Championships don't mean a thing, man. It's the man that makes the titles, not the other way around. So you could talk about all these other people, including yourself, and your 69 XXX World Championships. It doesn't matter to me. The only World Championship that matters to me is this microphone. Because whenever I have the microphone, I am the spotlight. I am the main event. I am the one that matters. Why? Because I make it seem so. For the past year, I didn't have a championship title. And of course, we could talk about that FXC championship when I was the inaugural champion. But it's crazy how politics work, because it's no longer considered a world championship after the whole developmental debacle. But let's talk about it. Despite that, I haven't had a single championship for the past year plus. But you don't see me complaining. You don't see me fading away into obscurity. No, I became the center of attention. I became more important than most champions in that promotion. Why? Because I have power. Whenever I have a microphone, I have power. Whenever I'm giving screen time, I have power. And I guarantee you, when I get my hands on another world championship, I will not just have power, I'll be the most important focal point in all of this business. But you want to talk to me about accolades and whatnot. You want to talk to me about that? That's adorable. When I main evented an event in a match type I've never lost, in an event that I've never won at until this year, putting on a classic for the world to see. Now, I don't give a damn about 5-star classics, but the world was centered around me, and it didn't need a single championship, because I'm that damn good. But it's just like I was saying earlier in this speech, that you let the fans get to your head a little too much, where you had to alienate everything that I put inside that cranium of yours. You alone made me look like a villain. But it's crazy. I'm the one who tried to be an adult in this situation after I, quote unquote, lost my match against Eli Blackburn, possibly my last chance that I had at Eli Blackburn, before Xavier Pierce slithered his way in after he declared he's going to challenge for that world championship. I'm going to keep my eyes on that match. Best believe I am. But I'm not necessarily mad at him. If I was Xavier Pierce, I'd do the same damn thing. I'd have that confidence that I could take him out once and for all. I'd have that confidence that I could be the one, but it's not Xavier Pierce that I have a problem with. It's you, because after I lost the match, even though I got choked out, by submission when I didn't tap out, and I allegedly, passed out after I got up once the bell rung? After I got up once the bell rung, as if nothing was happening, I was raring to go. I was ready to take that championship and make it the most important thing in this industry. But you came out. You came out and you made this all about you. So I gave you a month to keep it all about you, and you made it all about me by calling me out when you knew I was in prison. But you want to talk to me about world championships. You had the opportunity to make the biggest comeback of your whole career. Congratulations, because you did it all off of my back. Then before you speak, before you have your say and make yourself look like the hero in this situation, just remember that all I'm speaking is truth. Because it's like I said, I gave you a month, and you couldn't help but constantly talk about me. But please continue playing the victim. Please make it seem like I'm the one going at your neck. I'm in defense mode right now. You're the one who was on the attack, and I had to put you in your place.
Oh, you've got to be a dumbass. My God. John, I've been trying to keep my composure. I've been trying to keep cool. Last week, I was going to pick that mic up. I was going to say something, but I didn't want to because I trust you and I love you. You're one of my brothers, but Jesus Christ, I can't take it anymore. John Ozbourne, these people don't vilify you because you're speaking some truth. They vilify you because you sound like an asshole. And that's what you've been. You've been a jerk. You've been naive. Let me tell you exactly what you are, John Ozbourne. You are a whiny baby. You lost to Eli Blackboard. Your eyes were shut. You were in pain and that referee saved your life. You owe Chase a thank you. Because if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for his refereeing, you would be dead. You're only mad at me because you can't beat Eli. And I did. You're only mad at me because your world tour went to crap and mine didn't. Mine took me to success. Yours took you right back to Mason Stevens' jockstrap. And since we're talking about Mason Stevens, please, for the love of God, get APW's dick out of your mouth. Because this is Extreme Pro Wrestling. We're the best. We've been doing this since 2023, and we've been killing it since 2023. And you want to talk about being the top guy in CAW? Yeah, congratulations. You're the top guy of 3 E-Feds, and that's it. You're barely a top guy here. Eli Blackboard keeps whooping your ass. You're only a top guy in HCW if Benson Banner ain't there. And you're only a top guy in APW if Connor Murphy ain't there. You claim to be watching over the little guy. Well, guess what? The little guy's become more bigger than his mentor. You say you've been watching what I'm doing. You've been saying that you've been waiting for this match. When in reality, I don't think you've been watching exactly what I've been doing. Isaac Diaz, the guy who got fired, the guy with the blue hair and the neck tattoos afraid of taking risks. Are you stupid? Did Eli Blackboard give you CTE while you guys were wrestling for the 30th time? I've been taking risks since I got fired. Just like I said before, people like me, we don't do good outside of APW. Us no names. That's why I like to call us no names, because we haven't made a name for ourselves yet. It took me 6 months to make a name for myself. You're still making a name for yourself outside of APW. I've got people in COH over here singing I Believe in Diaz like their life depends on it. You got people in COH wondering who the hell you are. John Ozbourne, I want you to know this, and I want you to take this to heart. You're only a top guy when Mason Stevens says you're a top guy. I'm a top guy when I say I'm a top guy. You're a man who loves to preach that The title doesn't make the man makes the title. But guess what? Mason Stevens makes John Osbourne. John Osbourne's never made John Osbourne. And at Hardcore Heaven, I'm gonna make John Osbourne one thing. And it ain't my student, it's gonna be my bitch.